And then here's the part where I had originally cut it. Here's one of the 1, 2, 3, 4 zip ties that holds all this crap together. So now I'm going to cut these zip ties apart. And of course, it doesn't want to come out of there very easy, but just a regular zip tie, which I have plenty of. And I'm going to hook this back on here so I don't lose it. Okay, so then when we get it back together, right there is where it's going to go. Cut this one. This one. And then here you can see the damage. That was the problem, and that came from tightening that bolt down. Huge hole. And if I can reach it, grab this one. Okay, so now I just got to undo it from that last part over there, and I'll take this hose out, get a new one, pop it in, and that'll do that. The one thing, when all this goes back together, you got to be really, really careful about making sure this seal seals with this, because that's obviously what keeps the rain from coming down into this compartment here. And the reason why I had to cap this off in order to use it somewhat is it was shooting windshield washer fluid all the way in here, which over on this side is not so big a deal. That's where the wiper motor is. But over here, if you can look down in here, this is the blower motor for your AC and your heater. And the Bentley manual mentions a couple times, not only this has to be sealed right, but then the other duct that I've already taken off that goes here, it has to seal onto here properly to keep all the water out. Otherwise, water gets in the blower motor and ruins it. And I have no idea how much that is, but from BMW it's probably $500 or $600. So just be careful when you put all these seals on. Good. Alright, I'm back. Got some new, well, hopefully the right parts here. I got some new washer tube. Went to O'Reilly's, they didn't have exactly what I needed. We ended up going over to Napa, and they pretty much had the same thing. They had two choices in washer tubing. I don't know exactly what size is supposed to be on here, but what they had at both stores was, I think, 5/32 and 7/32. This is the smaller of the two. This is the 5/32 stuff. Close enough. I mean, it's not quite as big as the one I took off, but that's what's going on here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some liquid dish soap. I'm going to put a small dab right here in the very end, and then I'm going to pop that on there, so we'll get her going back in place. Alright, hopefully I can do this without breaking everything. Put just a small drop in there like so. Let it run down a little bit. And on it goes. It's on there pretty snug. Probably more snug than the original piece was, for sure. And I tell you what, since I've already got this thing apart, and you probably don't have to do this, but I want to take a small zip tie and just put it around there. You'd hate for the thing to come off after you went to all this work to get all this crap apart. And I'm not going super tight here, just enough to keep the thing on. This one's gonna have to come off. Okay. Trying to get this zip tie out of this holder here. Okay, I got the new one threaded through. And of course you may see that I'm not using official $1 million BMW zip ties here. Zip tie is a zip tie. I'm going to drop the end of that, and then slide that onto this piece, and really tight, but I guess that's good. I got all this crap apart, so I'm just going to throw one of these on here. Again, not too snug. Or not too tight, but just snug. And this rubber hose, I think I mentioned, I got from Napa, and 2 feet of it was $1.51. I gotta take down my support here. This is where it caused the problem the first time. I'm lucky I didn't pinch these wires in the same way that I got the rubber hose. That would be a much more costly and difficult repair, I'm sure. Okay, the tube is in place on both sides. Zip tied down. All the brackets are back on here, so now it is going to be getting this piece sealed up with this seal here, and going from there.